Hello everybody and welcome back to the labs. I am Toasty and thank you for joining me here on another episode of ResonantRise. Oh yeah, having a lot of fun, guys. The server has changed quite a bit since our last episode. For starters, Joe's been working really hard to optimize the server to get things going with the specs that we have. And it's running amazing, and he's done a lot of work there. So big shout out to Joe for getting the server set up the way that it really should be to run really well. That being said, there's a lot of extra plugins and things that we've added to the server that are still we're still tweaking some of it out, but it's been running amazing. I mean, check this out: 20 TPS, and we've had up to like 6-7 people on so far today, like at one time, and it's running great. So big shout out to Joe. It's a heavy pack and it's running really well. Got a couple things I want to show you guys today. First off, last episode we ended off automating the creation of these guys, and I noticed something. My voice was way quieter than the hostile creatures, and I do apologize for that. It was really hard to hear what I was saying at the end there. It's all right. I wasn't saying anything too important, but my apologies. So fixed that. So here we have we automated the creation of dimensional transceivers, and that is done. All of the recipes are in there, so I could craft this up and it would tell us new problem. Now, we had some issues with our Enderman spawner, and I have fixed that. I've also set up a very ugly but simple system to create some charge quartz. We're working on some stuff. In the pack updates came AE2 Stuff back into the pack, so we got our growth chamber back. So that's really exciting. And then I've set up the interface here to output to this dimensional transceiver to send things to our good buddy. Where is it? Sorry, I was checking something out. To send something over here. Now, I am just curious. I need to check something. I was kind of debugging something. I've just logged onto the server, so it's going to be a little strange. There we go. So does that not take more than 40 levels, I wonder? Something to think about. Definitely something to think about. I was having an issue where the liquid XP wasn't coming back through, but I just figured out why. So, all right, a couple things to show you that I was working on. One was I had to set up the creation, or I've automated the creation of awkward potions. I'll explain that a little bit later, but I've just been doing a bit of work up here, adding a few things. I added a system. I moved our wireless access up here, but I have added a system for sorting out just junk from the mob spawner. I mean, I know this isn't the most effective way of doing things, but I like it. It looks good, and it does work really well. We've done a bit of work rearranging our channels and things to make sure I can get all 4 of these in one spot. This is an interface terminal, which lets me interact with, for example, the interface down in our ME drive. That's right here. I can interact with that over here by doing just right-clicking on it and saying like, oh, here, this is by the molecular assembler. Let's do that one. So I added that to make things a bit easier. All of the alloys and things are in here now that I needed to make the dimensional transceivers, as well as the fact that I have pumped experience into here. This is the limiting factor in us getting experience. So, or in us auto-crafting these transceivers. This guy obviously needs experience to run. So I did pipe as much into it as I can, but it does look like there might be a limit of 39 levels. So we'll play with that later. But if you needed to automate more than a few, then that's a little tough. Other than that, everything here is working great. Come down here, and I haven't changed any of that like I thought I did. Oh yeah, back here. I've added a portal, finally a portal to the Nether, where we're going to go check on our new updates and advancements to the portal spawning area. For some reason it's backwards. So look at this. I've outfitted it all in a fancy blue quartz. Why? Because I had a lot of it. We've got it turned off right now because it's spamming messages in the console that are very annoying. A lot of these, oh no, it's turned off. Okay, so I've added the dark ethereal glass here and the ExtraUtilities conveyor belts. I like these conveyor belts because while they do move you, if you hold shift, it stops. And so you can work with them a little bit. And this works really well to get the Enderman over here. And they work great. Once he starts attacking, they don't teleport because it is an empowered Ender Sword. So we can see this getting pulled out of here. Come on down below, and we've done some pretty big updates here as well. We got a wireless charger over here, obviously charging. You saw this the last couple episodes. And open blocks, the Killer Joe wasn't taking all of the XP, so this will actually just pick up the clear lag. Might have just caused me a bit of lag. Come on, there you go. This will just pick up the extra and pump it out into the dimensional transceiver. So we got redstone, power, all that stuff coming through here. Had to redo this area because an explosion of ore tore up a lot of this. And then we have a world interaction, 32 world interaction upgrades, 16 speed upgrades in that, so that everything that gets dropped in this area gets picked up instead of like stuff clustering and taking a while. So check this out. Gone. Like in the system. Whee! Picked up by the system. So that's a really good way of getting a large area of stuff. And then obviously we have set up this dark through glass. They can't see you through it. You can go through it. It's fantastic. And we have a little teleporting system to get back home, courtesy of RF Tools. Looks like I will be needing to set up a system to repair that sword soon, though, and I have an idea for that. So we'll be doing that. I also set up a pump in the nether to pump lava back. I keep needing crafting recipes with lava, so I've done that. And I think I might have addressed that last time. But it's pumping into a barrel now, just because why not? So if we come over here, I wanted to check something. Not yet. We're almost up to a second octuple compressed. Here's 6, yeah. Cobblestone, which means that I will show you hopefully in the next episode why I'm going for octuple. I've actually already made one. We're almost up to our second one. I just couldn't wait. So our reactor going strong. Our reactor is running at 27.8 thousand RF per tick, plus we're able to cap out at about 5,000 RF per tick over here, and we're able to cap out at about 5,000 RF per tick over here. Also EU per tick is insane. I think 20,000 or 2,048. You'll see we have no iridium. That's because we got 20 in here. I made something crazy. Been doing a little bit of landscaping off camera, but I decided to make the Vajra. Now the Vajra is an amazing tool from Graviation Suite. This thing's a beast. It's a little expensive, but well worth it. So the Vajra, let me show you the recipe here. You need some iridium. You need quite a bit of iridium, actually. I had all of this stuff made except for the Lapotron crystal and the Vajra core. Now, the Vajra core is actually quite easy to make. Tesla coils from IC2, not that hard to make, just MB transformer and some stuff, right? And then we'll come back to the Vajra core here, and then a couple of iridium plates, a couple of superconductors. You guys see me made those, and the magnetron, which, excuse me, is iron plates, copper plates, and the like, and some superconductors. So, not horribly bad, but check this thing out. This thing is a beast. I can't have the imbued tool from Practicalities, but I can have this. And if you right click, it actually kind of digs a little, but it gives you Silk Touch. It just uses a whole lot of energy to do that. So that's awesome. So that's what I was working on there. Now, a couple of things happened when we updated the server. Some extra mods have been added. One in particular that I have really been interested in is sort of like a magical crop style mod. The server update included adding on MFR compatibility. So this is 3.2.2, I believe, which is the release candidate for ResonantRise 3. The server update added a few things, one of which was AE2 Stuff back into the mod, which obviously gives us our crystal gold chamber. I said that already. It added MFR compatibility for magical crops. At least that's what I'm told. A couple config settings for Tortorino. There's a full changelog on their site, but as far as mods that are added, that was there. But it also added this Fluxed Crystals mod, and I think I'm forgetting a couple, but Fluxed Crystals is a really, really interesting mod, and I've been working on automating it. Now, I've got this time torch here. I don't know if it's actually affecting it, to be honest. I don't know if the time torch is... I feel like it is, but it's just not necessarily as much as it... Maybe the Tortorino's configs are changing this. So, here's the deal. What I got going on right now is these crystals grow in clusters, right? So what you need to do is you make a farm manager. That's this block here. It's pretty easy. These are things that I've added later. You give it powered soil. And you say what size you want your farm to be, and it fills it out for you instantly. Then you give it a bit of power, and you plant some seeds. Like these, like gold seeds here. You plant them on the powered soil, and it will go ahead and they'll grow. It won't pick them though. You right click them to pick them, and it just chunks a bunch of crystals into the air. Now, I have added upgrades to this. Oops. I have added the automation upgrade, the speed upgrade, and the nocturnal upgrade. Now, the nocturnal means obviously it'll continue to help them grow at night, I believe anyways. Speed upgrade speeds it up. Don't know if that actually does anything in this machine. I don't think it does, to be honest. And then the automation actually right clicks them for you. Come on. So we should be able to see that they are... No. There you go. See, they popped off. Well, then over here I have an advanced item collector from random things set to a very large radius to pick up smooth vibrant shards, rough vibrant shards, and rough vibrant chunks, which you can see in here. Now, right here, this is what took me a long time to figure out. You get these rough vibrant chunks. And there's not a whole lot you can do with these. There are some machines like this that have to do with the gems and stuff like that in this mod, but there's not a lot to do with these, and there's not that much information yet. So what you do is you take it and you right click on the ground with it, and it makes this production table. Then you take a crystal hammer and you left click and you break it, and it turns into these rough vibrant shards. Now, I believe, if I remember correctly, you take the rough vibrant shards, and let's just go ahead and get a couple of things out of our nest. All right, so you put the rough vibrant shards into this slot here, and you give it some power, and eventually it'll actually move them over. If I'm not let me go grab the other machine really quick, because I might be mistaken actually about this. Oh no, it was this machine. Sorry, let's try that again. You take the gem cutter, not the refiner, not yet. That may be why those weren't going in there earlier. And you put them in here, and it will begin to refine them with some power. Let's give this a couple speed upgrades, move it along, and you get these smooth, vibrant crystals. Then you go to the gem cutter, you put the smooth in there, and it will begin to break them down into their base components. You won't see one-to-one. These crystals are actually redstone crystals. I don't know if they say vibrant for everything like this, but they are in fact redstone crystals. I feel like they're supposed to make something different, but they don't. So I've got a few of these in here. I'm going to let this continue to run. What I've done over here to automate this, so I don't know if this is a bug or intentional or a balancing feature, but there's a small problem with this mod. Well, there's probably a couple of problems. I don't know how this works, but basically, once the stuff gets collected in this chest, the rough vibrant chunks are getting pulled out and put into this autonomous activator. These ones all have crystal hammers in them, and they're going to town. Now, you may wonder why I don't have one here. That's because whatever the autonomous activator seems to click against to place this, it actually makes two of them. So it'll, like, if I was aiming the autonomous activator down, it would take that second autonomous activator on the bottom and turn it into a production table. Pretty sure that's a bug. But here's the problem. So I've got this production table here. If I right click, it goes in, it goes on top like this, no problem. If you're doing it with a fake player, and I've only tried the autonomous activator, so it may just be that. If you're doing it with this fake player though, here, I'll show you. I'm gonna put this on ignore, right? It will continually use the crystals even though there's no blocks being used there. So it wastes a lot of them. So what I've got going on is I just have this computer here, and I've set up a little program called detect. Little brain fart there. And all it does is it gets the redstone input on the right hand side of the turtle, and I have a lever here to turn it on and off, right? So it looks to make sure the lever is on, and just lets me know what that is. And so long as the lever is on, it looks at the block in front of it. If there's a block there, then it turns the redstone signal to the autonomous activator off. So if there's a block here, like if there's an actual block in front of it, it turns the redstone signal off, which means the autonomous activator will turn off. It'll stop outputting blocks so long as there is one actually in this space, so it doesn't waste it. And then when that one gets broken, it sees that there's none, it fires a signal over, and that's kind of it. So, oh, that would break everything, wouldn't it? So there's kind of like nothing special going on here. If there's a block in front of it, pulse the signal, like send a redstone signal out, just leave it on for a second, then turn it back off, then go to sleep for 5 seconds or 5 ticks or whatever this is, then make sure that the lever is still on, and then do the whole thing over. And that's it. That should be really all it needs to do. Wait, that's not right. I had this set to auto run, but the auto run's being ridiculous. So you can see it works, and it works really well. So I'm getting lots of these rough vibrant crystals from it. What I want to do is I want to automate getting them in here, and I don't honestly know if it will do that properly. Does not appear to want to do that unless I've got it disabled. I guess it's there it is, disabled. Insert this filter. Let's see what happens. Nothing. So, and this is the problem I was running into earlier. So I got to do a bit of experimenting, actually. Let's take these guys. I have a hopper in my inventory and see if there's any way to automate the accepting of this. Oh, we've got land cleaning going. It's sort of messing things up for me. It's actually, or it's not messing things up for me. It's just driving me a little crazy because a lot of things act as like your claim blocks. And so these aren't actually here. They're nothing. And I'm very glad of that because they would drive me crazy if I had to get rid of these all the time and replace the other blocks. All right, so let's do this. Come on, hopper. Nothing. Is there even a conduit connection with these? I don't think they're eye-sighted at all. Well, okay, it does look as if they're a thing. Just grab a chest and see if we can't debug this a little bit together. All right, no? Nope. Still no. And still no. So I got a couple more options to see where this thing actually can or cannot input to. Let's try it on here. And make it an insert signal and see if it'll go in there. So really, it just doesn't look like you can automate this right now. Not to the degree that I want it to be automated with. So that may be a bit of a bug, which is kind of a bust. I wouldn't mind using this mod. This mod takes a bit more work, which than Magical Crops does right now, obviously. So I wouldn't mind using it to do what I would like, you know, the mod to do. To maybe maintain my redstone crops or something, but without being able to automate this thing. Wait, did I do that wrong? Again? Yeah, without being able to automate this thing, I really don't see the point. Yeah, okay, this is right. Like, I can't use this unless I can automate it. So that to me is a big, big bust. Unfortunately, that took quite a while to figure out, actually. So that's that. I also set up a quarry over here. You guys saw the items coming in when I was looking at the interfaces a minute ago. That is our new quarry. Where's my quarry at? There it is. So we actually just set it up right here where we've already quarried some, but it goes way farther, and the sound of that scared the crap out of me. It goes super far. Well, not super far. It goes pretty far. It goes a good distance, all right? Let's just get out here, shall we? There it is. Come on. Oh, I'm going to lag far away, aren't I? Yeah. So there we go. So I didn't get the world hole in right away, so it's done a little bit of this, but it's going, and it's silk touch now, actually, so that's good too. All right, so we're digging. How did that sheep survive down here? What on earth? So we were getting short on a few resources that I didn't quite feel like doing magical crops for, things like diamonds. So that was a bit of a problem. Let me... Yeah, it's this way. Skip. All right. And so we finished a few of the projects off camera that we had kind of talked about last time. And I think I'm happy with the way that the dimensional transceiver automation went down. I'm actually really happy with this base right now in general, except it is a little cluttered. One thing I wanted to address that I said off camera last time that's just not right. I don't really... I was going a little crazy with the way this was working. There we go. So you saw me set these up. Well, I derped a little bit. I played around with like the dense and the not dense, and I was like, oh no, you just can't do it. No, you can't. I don't know what was wrong with me. You can most definitely do this. Right? No problem. One channel. I can put more drives on here. Not a big deal at all. So that's that, and we will definitely be doing that over here as well, so we can expand this. I've started to replace a lot of my ME conduits where I could, like, because where I could afford the space to do it, with regular or smart cable or regular Fluxed cable here. The reason being, I'm having trouble like debugging channels, well, as long as Wayla won't tell you. So I'm not really sure where like any of my stuff is, if that makes sense. So I've had to start doing that. I've had another P2P here. We're obviously going to need to do some massive overhauling on our ME system again already. That's crazy to me. But something to just make you guys aware of. In this pack here, the current version of Ender.io and AE, they struggle a little bit together. Every time the server resets. So I had these disconnected by just right-clicking them with the wrench. And we had to do a lot of server reboots when we were migrating the server over to different kinds of systems. And those server reboots, mind you, these three channels here are actually running every single ME connection in the tower, just so you know. The server reboots, every time it would reboot, those, when I've right-clicked the Ender.io cable to force the connection off, like if I were to do this to make them stop connecting, the ME cable to the conduit, it would work until the server restarted, and then they would reconnect, and that would sort of like short circuit my whole ME system, and I would lose access to drives, terminals, everything. It was a bit of a mess. It took me a long time to figure out, so I had to put those covers down to make sure that that stopped happening. I want to show you, I did get a bedrockium barrel over here, drum finally, which is what I'm using the octuple compressed cobblestone for. But more of that to come for sure. So that's about all I can do with those right now. Oh yeah, I probably don't need those on me, do I? Let's just clean up a little bit here. Hopper, Tyrion. Well, actually, probably needed to keep that Tyrion. Here's the universal seed. Sorry, I never showed you this. Why did I need to automate the nether wart? Well, to make the different kinds of seeds in this mod, you need to make these universal seeds. So, seeds, block of redstone, awkward potion. That's why I automated the creation of awkward potion. I just needed a whole bunch. So say you want, for example, ender pearl seeds. Not a big deal. You come up to the seed infuser, which does not require power. I don't believe, anyways. It did. I just didn't feel like it did. Just slop, slop, slop. There's no conduits here, nothing, right? You give it a resource, and you give it a seed. And you say infuse. And it will begin to tick away and infuse the two things together. Now, something to be aware of. I'm going to try something here that I haven't done. I have never left two of these seeds in a stack on the left here. There we go. We've got a redstone alloy seed. How on earth did I get that? I have no idea. Let's get some more ender pearls out of here. You may wonder where the 20,000 ender pearls come. Well, that's what running my mob farm for a day did. And that's not an upgraded mob farm. All right, let's just try one seed and see what happens. Okay, another redstone alloy. Very interesting. But you'll see that they're tier 1. I'm going to do something here that I haven't tried yet either, where I'm going to try and infuse these two together and see if they make a tier 2 eventually. I'm just going to let it sit for a minute. It says it takes 2,400 ticks to grow. I don't mind having a redstone alloy seed. In fact, if we looked up fluxed crystals... I wonder if there is. So you can actually make like enderium. Where is it? There's a couple different ender seeds for some reason. Oh, those are tier 3. You can make enderium. Here it goes. So it's probably down here. Yeah, there you go. Enderium seeds by using enderium ingots. So I'm wondering... Dark steel, pulsating. That's what I'm... Not what I'm looking for. Vibrant. This is what I'm looking for. This will be interesting. Alright, let's pull these out. I don't know why I have these. So, let's get some vibrant alloy. I don't know how much of this stuff I'm going to need. However, I should cook up some more. It's always good to have about a stack of that stuff on you. All right. Boom. Infuse. There's not an indication as to how much of this stuff these need. There's also, I'm not sure if I can just infuse more of these, if I have to refine them or something. So we're going to play around with that a little bit. Although I guess that refining these things together probably isn't going to be done on purpose. So I might have to submit a few of these bugs to the mod author. I really want to see this grow, and then also do a spotlight on this at some point, because it's a really cool mod. The fact that you can grow the alloys, that sounds awesome to me. Oh, we got coal. All that vibrant alloy, and we got coal. So what happens if I take a seed and cook coal into it? Are they like mutually reciprocal? Because that would be fine. I could figure that out. You know, if it's coal, makes vibrant, sweet. As long as when I... Oh, you know what I should do, though? While that's happening, just pop through here. And do this. Ow. These seeds do hurt, by the way. In case you didn't notice. Oh, they're there. Pop, pop. All right, we'll let these grow a little bit. I'll have to add them to that, but that's okay. Wow. Let's see what we got over here now. Quartz. All right. Well, guess what's on the docket next? Wait, what kind of quartz, I wonder? Is there a quartz and a Certus quartz? Okay, so that looks like it's regular quartz. So we'll take a stack of this with a universal seed, throw you in here, go on down and plant the quartz, because why not, right? All right, it looks like we are actually getting the right chunks, which a little sad. I'm going to turn the automation of this off because I don't need it constantly producing things right now, to be honest. So these ones are mature. So we'll see that pop. We got us some rough redstone alloy chunks and some coal and some quartz probably. So these do appear to grow what they should be growing, which is a shame. In some ways it's a shame. If I can figure out what recipe requires what, that would be awesome. Did I not infuse you? Ah, blast. So let's do us a favor here. Let's find pen and paper and start. So what did we do first? Oh, look at that. That texture changed, I think. Ender pearl made redstone alloy, right? This also made redstone alloy. What the heck is with the preference to redstone alloy? So did quartz. All right, and then I think I can remember the other ones that I did. So quartz we've done, coal we've done. So vibrant made coal. So don't do that. And that, I would test this outside of this mod pack. I don't really know why that would happen. Also take a look at the configs. And coal made quartz. What happens if I take something like... See, none of that's modded. That's all vanilla. So let's find a resource such as... Pulsating would be a good one to have, as would maybe Tinker's alloy. That also would be interesting to find out, although you probably need about a half stack of that. So we'll just say uranium. See if it's infusible. Infusible. All right, uranium first. Go. Go. Not infusible. All right. Pulsating. Go. Where do we find the rest of the pulsating? Also dark steel. I got lots of that. What do we think this is going to make? I'm thinking diamond. So I feel like the mod ones are actually confused. And a crash. I think. Server closed. All right, guys. I'm going to have to sort this out. That'll be it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave me a like or subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Hang up your loud clicks on the way out. Deuces.